Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping right into the wild, fast-paced world of hacking. We're going to talk about how AI is creating some pretty scary new threats, and then we'll pull back the curtain on these super powerful tools that, believe it or not, can fit right in your pocket. This stuff is changing the game for everyone.
All right, let's kick things off with a question that might freak you out a little. What if a hacker could guess your password just by taking a photo of your keyboard? I know, it sounds like something out of a movie, right? But with AI, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's becoming a reality. So they call this the dull key attack, and the idea behind it is actually super simple. Think about it. Over time, the keys you smash the most get all shiny and worn down. An attacker just has to snap a picture, feed it into an AI, and that AI can pinpoint which keys you use most often. From there, it's just a matter of generating password combos. The guesswork gets cut down a lot. And that's really just the tip of the iceberg. It's a perfect example of how AI is basically giving old hacking techniques a massive upgrade. So let's dive into our first section and see just how much smarter these attacks are getting. You know, we've all seen those phishing emails, right? The fake ones trying to trick you into giving up your login info. Well, get ready for smishing. That's smart phishing. And these attacks are on a whole other level. They're so good, they can even get around two-factor authentication. Yeah, that little security code you get on your phone, it's not always enough. So here's how it plays out in real time. You get a link, maybe for a brand collaboration or something. It looks totally legit. You click Login with Google, and it sends you to a login page that is a perfect pixel-for-pixel copy of the real one. So you type in your username, your password, and then that 2FA code from your phone. But here's the scary part. As you're typing it, the attacker's system is grabbing that info and using it on the real website at that very second. By the time you get an error message or realize something's up, it's too late. They're already in. And look, it's not just our passwords that are at risk. It's the very connections we use every day. I'm talking about Wi-Fi. Because, and this is super important, not all Wi-Fi security is the same, not even close. I love this analogy because it makes it so clear. Let's look at how Wi-Fi security has evolved. You got WEP from way back in 1997. Think of that as one of those flimsy little diary locks that anyone can pick. Then came WPA2, which is what most of us are probably using right now. It's like your standard front door lock. It's okay, but a determined thief can still get through it. But then you have WPA3. WPA3 is a whole different ballgame. It's like having a high-tech lock with a fingerprint scanner. It's just incredibly hard to crack. Okay, so what's the engine behind all this? How do the bad guys launch these attacks? And how do the good guys build the defenses? Well, the secret sauce, the thing that powers it all, is something called the command line interface. So normally, you interact with your computer by clicking on pretty icons, right? That's called a graphical user interface, or GUI. The command line interface, we'll just call it the CLI, is totally different. Instead of clicking, you're typing. You're talking directly to the computer with text commands. It's way faster, way more powerful, and it gives you this incredible level of direct control. And this Alibaba analogy, it's perfect. Remember the story? To get into the magic cave, he couldn't just knock. He couldn't ask nicely. He had to say the exact magic words, "Open sesame." That is a command. If he messed it up even a little bit, "Open SimSim" or "Please open up," nothing would happen. Your computer's command line is exactly like that cave. It needs you to be precise. It needs the right command to work its magic. Here's a super simple example. On your computer, you see a folder named Downloads, and you double-click it to open it. That's the GUI way. With the CLI, you just type CD Downloads. That CD stands for Change Directory, and it does the exact same thing. It's just two different languages to tell the computer what you want. Okay, so you're probably thinking this is some high-tech thing for supercomputers in a basement somewhere, right? Well, what if I told you that this powerful engine is available right now on the Android phone that's probably in your pocket? Yep, there's an app called Termux, and what it does is pretty amazing. It basically gives you a full-blown Linux command line right on your Android phone. And the best part? You don't need to root your phone or do any crazy modifications. It just works. And it instantly turns your phone into a seriously powerful little computer. All right, you want to see it in action? Let's try a couple of really basic commands so you can get a feel for it. The first one is ls. Super simple. It's just short for list. So you just type ls, hit enter, and bam. Instantly, it spits out a list of every single file and folder in whatever directory you're in.
So here, for example, we see Cool, Dog, Hamza, and Rohan.
Okay, that's cool, but that's just looking at stuff. Let's actually create something. We're going to use the command mkdir, which you can probably guess stands for make directory. We'll just type mkdir project_alpha, and that should create a new folder for us.
And how do we know if it worked? Easy. We just run our first command, ls, again, and look at that. There it is. Project Alpha is now in the list. That's the magic of the command line right there. It's instant cause and effect. You tell it what to do, and it does it. No questions asked.
So, we've looked at some of the scary threats out there, and we've looked at the powerful tools that hackers and security pros use. And this brings us to the most important point of all. Learning this stuff isn't about becoming a bad guy. No way. It's about understanding the game so you can build the best possible defense for yourself.
All right, so let's get practical. Here's a 5-point security checklist you can use right now. Number 1, if you can, use WPA3 security on your Wi-Fi. Number 2, go to your router and turn off the WPS button. That Wi-Fi protected setup thing is a huge weak spot. 3, use long, strong, unique passwords. I'm talking 20 characters or more. 4, turn on MAC address filtering on your router. Think of it like a bouncer for your Wi-Fi. Only devices on the list get in. And number 5, a simple one. Always, always look for that little padlock and double-check the spelling of the website before you log in.
And why do these steps matter so much? We'll get this. Even though WPA3 is the best we've got, it's estimated that something like 99% of people are still on the older, more vulnerable WPA2. That's a lot of people. It means taking these extra steps isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely crucial if you want to stay safe out there. When you boil it all down, understanding these tools, from the command line to modern threats, it gives you a kind of power. It's the power to build incredible things, to protect yourself, to understand the digital world on a deeper level. But it's also the power to break things. So the final question I want to leave you with is this. This power is for building and for breaking. How are you going to use it?